Namaste! I am Anita Goa and welcome to practice number 6 of Beginner 8, which is my beginner series teaching you Vinyasa yoga, or my interpretation of it, Goa Flow. If you want the entire series, you can find a link to it in the description box below. It's been pretty active so far in these Goa flows. We've been connecting with our legs, with our arms, with our core in a very moving way through sun salutation. So I want you to continue to practice on that, because as you practice, you start to feel better and you continue to get stronger. But today we're going to be a little bit more floor bound, and the reality is that in order to take it a little bit deeper, we have to move a little bit slower and try to get a little grounded. So being a bit floor bound is fantastic. So we're going to open up our upper body today, including our shoulders. We will continue to strengthen our core as well throughout it all and stay connected to our breath. So what you're going to need for this practice is a yoga strap or a belt. A scarf can do. 1 or 2 yoga blocks, depending on what it is that you have and how you can do these poses. And a yoga blanket is also very helpful, at least a blanket that has a tight knit weave to it, so you can roll it into a cylinder shape. We're going to come into easy seat, so sit on your block or your blanket. Come up high so that your torso feels lifted and open. Place your thumbs into your armpits, like you're used to doing now, and draw your elbows in a bit. Feel that your chest is lifted, shoulders are dropped down into their sockets, and your head is over your shoulders and your shoulders are over your pelvis. Just close your eyes and tune into your Ujjayi breathing, your Vinyasa yoga breath. Just notice your posture. And notice now if it feels different than when you first learned this from practice number 1. Notice if your posture has changed, if you feel better aligned, if maybe your neck and your shoulders feel less tense because you are better aligned and because you are breathing more consciously. Just notice how your abdominal muscles are supporting you, and how you're allowing yourself, hopefully now, to just feel rooted and supported through the ground, and finding that lift and that extension. It's beautiful how it all comes together when we just allow ourselves to put ourselves in all of these different positions, breathing and connecting, and just allowing the muscles to find their way. The ones that are too strong, let them do less work, and then those that are not weak, that are not strong enough, to pick up a little speed to get into the mix and help along. And then open your eyes. And with your shoulders drawn down this way, you're going to place your hands on your shoulders, or your fingertips on your shoulders. And we're going to make some circular movement with our shoulders. So draw the elbows in together. When the elbows draw in together, you're rounding in just a little bit. Then you lift the elbows up and the chest lifts, and you go back a little bit to try to feel as if you're pulling your shoulder blades together in the back, and the shoulder blades come down and together. And then you do that movement. Inhale, half the circle. Exhale, the rest of the circle. Inhale and exhale, just warming up the shoulder joint. Good. 2 more times. And you might feel a release into the upper back and into the chest as well. And just notice how your abdominal muscles are with you and supporting always. And then go in reverse. Draw the elbows down, back, up and forward. You inhale, half the circle, and exhale the rest of the circle. Inhale and exhale. It's like a seated cat and cow position, basically. So the whole spine is involved, the abs are involved, and the breath is involved. Good. 1 more. and release the arms down. Good. Now take your yoga strap and fold it into two. So your arms are quite wide, and you're going to test this out to see the flexibility of your shoulders and your chest and your upper back. Make sure that your wrists are straight. You inhale the arms up. As you reach the arms up and go back, you're going to keep the shoulders drawn down and feel the shoulder blades drawing down as well. And only bring the arms as far back as you feel the stretch into your chest. And then release the arms down in front of you. All right, so inhale up and back. And exhale it forward. Just find that range of motion. Inhale up and back. And exhale forward. And notice how your abdominals are still supporting you. You're not throwing yourself to the side or too much to the back. You're trying to maintain your alignment. And as you start to feel that your chest muscles are opening up further, then you might be able to bring the arms back. All right, just notice how it happens very organically. You're not throwing yourself out of alignment in order to make it happen. It just happens as the muscles start to lengthen and open. So don't rush it. Just let it happen when it happens. Yeah, I know that's patience. But patience is a virtue, they say. And I believe them. Good, one more time. Inhale it up. And exhale it back. Beautiful. Now this one is also great to do with a tubing or like one of those exercise bands. Gives you a little bit more range of motion to play with. Okay, now put that to the side and come off of your block or your blanket. Maintain yourself in the easy seat and rest your hands on your thighs. We're going to do circular movements now with the spine. So keep your abdominals active, anchor down into your pelvis and into your legs. So you exhale half of the circle and inhale rest of the circle. So moving as a unit as you go forward and back. Just let the head and the upper body sort of go with the flow. And you notice how your abdominals support you here. And the more you allow yourself to stay grounded through your legs and your pelvis and your abs, the more the upper body will just go with the flow. And now bend from the bottom of the ribs, round it forward, and come up. So here you're stretching a bit more into the middle part of your back. Good, one more. And then only the head. Just circle it as far around as you have range of motion there in your neck. If it feels really crunchy, then pause, slow it down, decrease the movement. Don't crank yourself into that crunchiness. Just very gradually breathe and move and let it hydrate so it's less crunchy or the crunchiness goes away. Pause when your chin is at your chest. Inhale, sweep the arms to the side and up, rooting down, drawing in, lifting, opening up and expanding, gazing, keeping your focal point, your drishti to your thumbs. And then exhale, draw the hands to the heart. As you do, round in a little bit, really drawing through your navel. I'm going to turn to the side so you can see me. And then we lean back, balance between the sitting bones and the tailbone, and gradually lift your legs off. Voila! We are in boat pose. Lift the chest, roll the shoulders back. Remember that from practice number 5? Legs can be together bent, legs can be extended bent. You can support your hands behind your thighs as well. Let the shoulders drop down so there's no tension in the neck, in the shoulders, in your face. Keep that little Mona Lisa smile going. Yeah, good. Hold it here. Or try on the low boat pose, holding behind your thighs, rounding in a little bit more, digging into your abs, and slowly lowering your lower back into the floor. And because you are so connected now with your abdominals, it's not going all into your neck and into your shoulders. You can release the arms, you can straighten the legs out, a little bit more if you can. Make sure that your lower back is on the ground. Now I'm talking because I'm fine. You should be able to fully breathe and you should be able to have a conversation with me. Okay, bend the legs again. Hold behind the thighs, really draw in and gradually start to come up. Yay! And then cross the ankles, left in front of the right. And we're going to repeat this on the other side. Sit up tall, hands on the thighs, and go in the opposite direction. Exhale half the circle, inhale the rest of the circle. So you might think, why are we doing all of this? Well, we're doing this because these are different movements. They ground us in a different way, they center us in a different way, and it just trains you to constantly ground into whatever is supporting you in this moment. Keep your abdominals actively involved and your breath involved, and then bend from the bottom of your ribs. And as you learn that, then the upper body here is starting to open up more, and then we're also preparing to open up and stretch our shoulders, right? So this is just my interpretation of it, my way of doing it, and it might be different than what someone else is doing, but hopefully you learn something in the process. And then only the head, circle it around, right? So there's many different ways of moving, breathing with it, very gradually. Find the range of motion on this side, it might feel different. Slow it down, pause, decrease the circles. Good, then draw the chin into the chest. Inhale it back up, root down, draw in, lift up, expand, gaze it up to your thumbs. And then exhale, draw the hands to the heart, round it in, lean back, balance between the sitting bones and the tailbone, and gradually notice how light your legs become. Sit up a little taller, roll the shoulders back, and then again just explore where you might be. Breathe in, row, row, row the boat gently down the stream. Hands behind your thighs, roll it down to that low boat pose. Yeah, that's the fun one. That's the fun one. And then maybe straighten out the legs a little bit more. Maybe straighten out the arms. Just keep breathing, soften the shoulders. Good, bend the knees, pull in, and gradually start to come all the way up. Excellent, cross the ankles, and now come over to your hands and your knees for tabletop position. So set yourself up so your arms are shoulder distance and your legs are hip distance. Exhale, round it into cat stretch. We're now going to fuse 4 poses together. Inhale, sit back into a child's pose. Draw the hips back as you stretch the arms forward. Keep the shoulders down into their socket. Exhale, strike the cobra. Lower the chest and the chin into the floor. Roll the shoulders open. Pin the shoulder blades together. Inhale to baby cobra. Soft landing. Do that again. Exhale, round it into cat. Inhale, sit back into child. Exhale, strike the cobra. Inhale to baby cobra. Good, exhale to cat. Notice how the core is involved here. Notice how your spine is being stretched. Strike the cobra. And inhale to baby cobra. Good, exhale to cat. And inhale, back to child. Then draw in through the navel, drag the arms along your mat and roll yourself up, vertebrae by vertebrae, to hero pose. Good. Now you're going to take 2 blocks and place them in front of you. Come to your lower level and place them about shoulder distance apart. Lift your hips off and see that your hips are right on top of your knees. You're going to place your elbows on top of your blocks like this. Work your palms together, and you might have to move your legs a little back. You're going to drop your chest right in between the arms and drop your head in between your blocks onto the floor. All right? So here you'll feel a really deep stretch into your tricep, all the way down into what's called the lats, into the waist, into your chest. All right, so this is a really deep stretch. It feels like you're moving your rib cage out of your hips. You're creating a little bit more space there in your torso. Breathe in fully. Exhale completely. Breathe in fully. Exhale it completely. Good, and then gradually start to come up back into a tabletop position. Good, and now we're going to come back into our easy seat, and you can sit back on your block or your blanket. All right, so come up really tall, just roll your shoulders back and notice how that feels now, if it already feels a little bit more open. You're going to take the right arm and cross it across your body and place your left hand right where your upper arm is, above your elbow, onto the tricep. Just hold it there. And you can wrap that right hand around your left shoulder and let your shoulder drop. So feel that the shoulder is down into the socket. So here you might feel a stretch into the right side of your shoulder. Good. And then cross the left elbow under the right elbow and see if you can wrap the arms together. Lift your elbows up a little bit, roll the shoulders back, and hold. So you want to try to keep it centered, but I'm just going to look to the side so I can look at you, see what you're doing. Breathe in fully. Exhale it completely. Breathe in fully. Exhale it completely. Good, and then release the arms down. Excellent. Then take the left arm, cross it across your body, right hand to your tricep, and then draw the arm towards your chest so that you feel the stretch into the outside of your left shoulder. And you can wrap this left hand around your right shoulder. It's like you're giving yourself a good hug. Let the shoulders drop down. Breathe in and exhale it out. Good. Then cross the right elbow under the left. Wrap the arms together. Lift the elbows a bit, drop the shoulders down and hold. Good. This is the eagle arms. Full breath in. Full breath out. Full breath in. Full breath out. Good, and then release the arms and lower it all the way down. Just shake it loose. Now you're going to extend the right arm out to the side. Take your thumb and rotate it inward. As you rotate the thumb inward, you feel that your shoulder rotates inwards. That's called an internal rotation. Then from there, you bend in the elbow. You're going to place the arm behind you. Bend and place the palm right up in between your shoulder blades. And I'll do a cutaway here so you can see it from the back. Then take your left hand behind and hold on to the elbow. And just adjust it a little bit there. Massage your shoulder. Just allow the shoulder to drop down. Breathe into it. Notice where it feels tight. And hold and pause. Full breath in. Full breath out. You can hold the arm here, or you can try to take the left arm in front, cross it like you did in the previous pose, and then maybe try to bind. I know, those are one of the fun things that we can do in yoga. Put all of these poses together. Just different ways of finding flexibility and opening up. Good, and then release. So this is basically a half eagle arm, and that right arm is a half reverse namaste, and just shake it out. So you might really feel that into the shoulder. It's really like shoulder flossing, you know, like dental flossing, gets really deep into the joint. Then extend the left arm out to the side. Turn your thumb inward so that that left shoulder rotates inwards. Bend in the elbow, place the arm behind you, and work that left hand right up in between the shoulder blade. Take the right arm back and hold on to the left elbow. And then from that position, keep the chest lifted, let your shoulders roll down, and just try to settle in. Yeah, settling in. It's just another day in the yogi world. Right? It's hard being a yogi. It's hard work. Yeah, but you know what? It's work well spent. It's worth it. And you can hold the arm here. You can try to work the right arm, cross it above the shoulder, and maybe try to join. Just try it out. Yeah, and each time you can try it out. Breathe in fully. Exhale completely. Breathe in fully. Exhale completely. Excellent. And release it down. And there's always one side that feels a little strange and tight than the other side. And over time, you'll find that there will be less and less and less of a discrepancy between them. Now we're going to try reverse namaste, which happens behind the back. So again, extend the arms, turn both of your thumbs inwards so the shoulders rotate inwards. Then bend in the elbows. You're going to place your hands behind you. I'll give you a cutaway here too so you can see it from behind. Come onto your fingertips. And then you're going to rotate your fingers inwards and then try to slide your hands up along your shoulder blades. In that process, your shoulders are rounded forward a little bit. Once your hands are where they can be, then lift your chest, roll your shoulders back, draw the elbows back, and try to work your palms together. Okay? It's pretty intense. If it's really hard for you to get into this position, you can keep your fingers pointing down with your palms together, or even you can take a hold of your elbows. Okay? So you try them on, you see what works for you now, and it will change. Okay, breathe in fully. Exhale it completely. And you can always try to do this as you're walking around town, going shopping. I know there was a yoga teacher, an Italian yoga teacher named Wanda Scaravelli, and she used to do that. She walked around in reverse namaste going grocery shopping, and with beautiful posture. Never a tightness in her shoulder ever again. Yeah, inspiration. Okay, slide the hands down and release. All right, yeah, definitely feel that in the wrist, and the more you work on the computer or your smartphoning, the more you might need this one. So if it's really tight, it's a good thing to do on a regular basis to just allow it to open up. Good, so now we're going to move down onto the floor, so make sure that you have your blanket next to you as well as your block. So you're going to turn to the side, and we're going to place the block on the floor like this, and your block is going to come right in the middle part of your back where your shoulder blades are. So drape your torso over. Now your head can be on the floor, both of your legs bent, either parallel, or you can allow your knees to come together and keep your feet a little bit wider. If you want to keep a second block behind your head, feel free to do so. All right, the key here is just to feel the stretch through the abdomen and the openness through the chest. Now you can either keep the arms open to the side like this, or you can try to find the cactus arms. So your arms are basically in 90-degree angles and your palms are facing up. Close your eyes, breathe in fully, and exhale it completely. Now if you find that keeping your arms in this position is too intense to keep them on the floor, then you can always put pillows under them and elevate them up a little bit higher so it doesn't stretch you as intensely. Okay, so just make sure that you're willing to adjust and adapt the practice according to how you feel. And it stretches also the front of your shoulders as well. So this is just a restorative back bend, a restorative chest or heart opener. And then breathe as fully as possible. Good. Then toe heel your feet together. Lift the left arm and we will just roll over to the right side and push the block to the side and roll onto our back. Great. Just let the legs be bent, adjust the upper back and notice if you feel that there's a nice opening there through your chest. Good. You can roll back over to the right side and push yourself up to a seated position. And you will take your blanket and roll it up into a cylinder shape. So really roll it tightly. And place it onto the floor again. We will roll back down to a spot where our head is on the blanket, like this. Okay? You will turn yourself to the side so your hips are stacked on top of each other and your legs are bent. Try to line up your arms so that they're leveled and your shoulders are stacked as well. Then we're going to twist our spine. So our hips are going to remain stacked, but the left arm lifts and we open it up to the left. Try to lift the right shoulder blade up as you try to drop the left shoulder blade down. Good. And just hold it here. You can adjust your head so that your neck is supported through the blanket, and it should feel very good on the neck, actually giving your neck a little bit of a massage, especially if your neck feels tight. You can move it a little bit side to side. You can do a little figure 8. Good, and then you'll feel a pretty deep stretch into the left side of your spine and a good stretch into your left side of your chest, into the bicep there, the front of the shoulder. Good, then lift the top leg, ground the foot, and then lift the bottom leg and level it off. Level off the shoulders as well. Now we'll try that on the other side. So we roll over to the left, stack the hips and the shoulders on top of each other, extend the arms so that they match, and then lift the right arm up and open. Good. Once the right arm is at the side, lift the left shoulder blade up. Try to drop the right shoulder blade down. And feel free to adjust your head. And breathe. And notice how it feels on this side. So here are the stretches into the right side of your chest, front of the shoulder, bicep, as well as the right side of your spine. Okay, so this twist helps to give a little bit more range of motion, openness into your upper body. Breathe it in fully. Exhale it out completely. Good, and then lift the right leg, ground the foot to the floor, lift the pelvis, and come back to the center. Just adjust the upper back. Alright, just move the head a little bit side to side. And lift your head and roll the blanket away. Adjust the upper back, extend your legs. Just separate the feet a little bit, adjust the pelvis, place one hand on your lower belly, another hand on your heart. Just keep the eyes and the mouth closed. Just notice how your upper body feels. Just check in with your breath. Good, and hopefully it feels like there's a little bit more room there to move. Work your legs together. Draw your non-dominant leg in first, then your dominant leg in second. Draw the knees into your chest, and then cup the hands around the knees, lift your head up, and roll yourself up very gradually. Hopefully that is starting to feel a little lighter and easier to do. Cross your legs. Namaste. Thank you so much. I hope that you feel a little bit more open now in your torso, a little bit more expanded, like there's energy that is flowing around there. So went a little bit deeper today, and this is just the beginning of it, of course. Little introduction into opening up the upper body as well as the shoulders. I hope it was helpful. Of course, let me know in the comment box below how it feels. Give it a thumbs up and make sure you're subscribed. And I will see you in the next practice. Bye, have fun.